Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. This is Simon with AvaTrade, and we're about to start our weekly webinar, Interactive Trading Conversations. Okay, let's start. People are coming in. I guess they'll just catch up. So again, happy Wednesday, everyone. This is Simon with AvaTrade. I'm very excited that we're meeting again, and this is our weekly webinar. I see new faces, so I'll explain a few things. This is called Interactive Trading Conversation Inside Circle, and this is the podium for you guys, and this is my idea. I do other webinar that I just do a presentation and I talk about the weekly plan. I have my colleagues doing amazing jobs doing other webinars on different levels, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, Q&As, and so on. But then I thought that it would be great if people could just come in and express their curiosity or interest in a specific market and ask questions and get answers, and also we can discuss things together. So this was the seed level of this webinar. We've been doing it for quite a while now. A few things about myself. This is me, Simon Friedman. I'm a senior account manager with AvaTrade. I know sometimes some of my customers are here. I'm happy to see them. And I've been trading, happily trading, as some people say, happily married, right? Happily traded for almost 24 years. June of this year will be 24 years since I started as a prop trader on Wall Street. I did it for about 11 years straight, and then I moved into, as I like to say, less stressful environment. Don't know if any of you know what prop trading is. You can look it up. So I continue trading. I'm excited about the markets and what's happening, and I try to be on top of things. And also been mentoring and educating other traders, and I'm happy that I have this great opportunity to assist our customers at AvaTrade. So it's very simple. As you were confirming that you could hear and see me by typing into the questions window. All you have to do, just type the question, specific question about specific instrument or asset, and we'll discuss it and we'll take a look on the chart. If I know any fundamentals about the specific instrument, I'll be happy to share it with you. I'm not going to look it up because that would take a lot of time, but I follow pretty much a big chunk of markets. We discuss, we analyze, we question. Risk warning. What we do here is purely educational. You can find a full document at avatrade.com. This is important. We have amazing channels that we try to really keep up or keep updated. We have Telegram, we have Twitter, or now it's X. Excuse me. YouTube channel, as I always say, it's my favorite. You have a lot of materials there. You have educational material. You have tutorials on the platforms that we offer. Also, webinars are being recorded and posted on YouTube. So if you missed the webinar, don't stress out. If you are watching this on YouTube and recording, please write your thoughts. Click on likes if you like it. I don't ask you to fake it, but if you do like it, please show it. Share it with your friends, and if you feel that they can benefit from it, and click on that bell, and you'll be notified new things coming in. Okay, so I'm opening now MT4. I also have MT5. It has more instruments there, as you know. And we're ready for the first question. I'm just gonna explain the structure. We have up to an hour for this webinar. We already 6-7 minutes into it, so we have about another 50 minutes for using it practically. And I would really appreciate for you to load me with questions, because a lot of times it happens that I have to play the role of the dentist. You know the expression they use in the US that it feels like pulling teeth. So I don't want to be pulling teeth. I'm not a dentist. I'm a trader, and I'm very excited about these things. And also think of it this way: there are going to be a lot of people watching this in recording, so they're not able to participate and ask questions. They can just watch the recording. So your questions are helping those people. So feel the responsibility, feel the way that you could share with those people by asking questions. Don't feel shy. Again, I always think in a simple, practical way. If you're here, you have questions about specific markets, either you're trading those markets or you'd like to know about it, and so on. And it's very simple. You just type the question into the question window, like, what do you think about Apple stock, euro dollar, gold, anything that's tradable on AvaTrade, and we'll look into this, okay? We're ready for questions. Again, very important for you to understand, I will not fake the questions just to keep this webinar going. So the moment that we run out of them, we're gonna wrap it up. So let's make an effort and keep going till we run out of time. Okay. Brandon is asking, what is good, safer stop loss percentage of the total invested for beginner? Can one change stop losses, take profit numbers as much as you like? It's not really a question for here, but as I'm waiting for questions on specific markets, I don't mind answering it. Okay. Brandon, the percentage loss, nobody can tell you what it is. You can look at the statistics. You can look what successful traders are doing, and it's either a percentage of your balance. It could be a percentage of your balance per trade, per day, per month. There's so many ways of doing this. Something they call risk management or money management. It actually works together. So also, if you have an account manager, talk to them and share with them your specific case, because I don't know what the situation is. Hard for me to suggest, and I wouldn't suggest even if I knew, because like I said, that's beautiful about the trading. It's all individual. You need to decide. First of all, I tell you one thing, that you need to be comfortable with that stop loss. Okay, it shouldn't leave you sleepless or powerless or I don't know, hoping, you know, sometimes I use this joke that the trading made a lot of people religious, because when they get into trade and they're scared, they start praying and hoping. So you need to decide. Now, Brendan's also asking, is Bitcoin a safer option than gold? I really don't know. It depends what you're trying to do. If you take gold, it's been trading for, I'm afraid to say thousands of years, but hundreds of years for sure. But if you take Bitcoin, it's been trading, I really don't know, 20 years, 10 years, 15 years, actively maybe the last 5, 10 years. So if you have something that has a lot of fundamentals, maybe it could be that you have better chances of understanding it. But safer, again, we're trading a Bitcoin now. It's a good question, by the way. We're trading a Bitcoin at what, 72,000, 73,000? Let's see. 73,000, right? Excuse me. And you're welcome, Brendan. If you look at the history of Bitcoin, you know, people that bought it at 68, last time we hit the 68,000, almost 69, they were really suffering, and it came all the way to what, 16,000? That's a lot, right? And took, so we hit the bottom November 2022. So I was talking about a year and a half it took to come back. So it depends what's your purpose, what's your risk, what's your purpose. If you do day trading, if you're an investor, if you're a swing trader, again, speak with your account manager if you have one and discuss these things. Good question though. Okay, guys, I was hoping that I'm going to be having millions of questions now, and I really don't. I just had 2 questions so far from Brendan, and they're not really about specific markets. So we have quite a nice audience here. And again, if you're new to this webinar, don't feel shy. Just write the question. Okay, this is the beauty of virtual things. I joke about it. You know, I spoke with someone today, and she texted with someone that she was looking for mentoring something. So she told me that she's very comfortable with speaking with people online, but in person she's very shy. So and it's been proven that one of the biggest fears of humanity is public speaking. But here you're really not speaking in front of the audience. You have nothing to worry about. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to read your question and then we'll discuss it. So I hope that this will break some ice. Time is ticking, and I would really want to have a lot of good questions on the specific markets. We'll discuss it, and then we'll try to really see what's happening. All right. Anybody? Katarzyna, you were very helpful with confirming things, but again, sorry to calling your name because I already did anyway. Do you have any questions about specific markets? And all of you guys, please do, because like I said, I will not fake the questions. If we run out of questions, we're going to wrap it up, and it's going to be time wasted, because this could be very useful for people out there. We have a lot of audience. We have people watching our webinars on YouTube. So this is a chance to really participate, to make or co-create something useful. Again, maybe I'm talking too much, but I'm very excited about the markets. I can tell you the truth. And I really feel that sharing the knowledge and information with people, it's very important. Okay, Marcel, thank you for your question. I'm going to read the question. Hi, Simon. Staying with gold, do you think the pullback is over and it will now attack new highs? Great question. I'm going to show you something. Something useful, practical. Like I said, if I'm aware of some fundamentals, I'm going to take a screenshot of something and I'll show it to you in a moment. Something that will add a little bit of the on your toolbox in trading gold. Give me just 1 second. Okay. So let me know if you see this chart that's on top of MT4. Yeah, Katarzyna, you're writing everything is understandable, but that's very nice. But again, this is not a webinar with presentation. This is the webinar. Did you come to ask questions? So please think of at least one. Okay, sorry. Okay, anyway, guys, I just need confirmation that you see this blue chart in the white frame. Okay, Marcel, great. So as you could see here, this is the 10-year yields. All right. And this move up from 3.8% going to 432, and then we had a lot of accumulation here. As I could see here, the channel between 432 and 419. Then we dropped. The last week, we dropped and we almost hit 4. So we hit 403, and now we're bouncing up. We're currently trading at 417. So just remember this chart. That means that gold was selling a lot, then it had consolidation, and then it pretty much should be a mirror move. And then the 10-year yields went down, so all the last week gold should have been up, and now the last 3 sessions gold should be a little bit in red. Again, should be, forget I said it. So it's a very strong correlation. Okay, so big sell-off, consolidation, moving up in gold, and now should be moving down. Now let's take a look at gold, if that makes sense. This is daily chart, right? We had the slow sell down, then we have consolidation here, and then the whole week we're moving higher. You see, as the yields went down, gold moved higher. Yesterday sold, but today's going up again. Okay, so on gold. So 10-year yields, another tool in your toolbox. Again, it's not 100%, but it's a very strong correlation there. Also, gold is reacting. It has few qualities. One is reacting to the inflation and whatever Feds will be doing, won't be doing, and so on. It goes sometimes the opposite of US dollar, but historically or traditionally, the biggest title that the gold is holding is the safe haven. Okay, how do we know? How do we know safe haven? If you take monthly chart, if we take pandemic, the gold had a huge move up. If we take a market sell-off, a crash in the market, the money flows into gold. Why? It's pretty much speaks for itself. Safe haven. So when there's a risk of, where there's a risk of the stock market is not moving higher, or the equity market is not moving higher, it's moving lower, or it's crashing, people need to put money somewhere. This is the kind of a idea of the Wall Street. The money needs to work. So where they put the money, traditionally, historically, they put it in gold. And if you see things historically, so I say hundreds of years, wars, any disasters, anything happen historically in the world, people run and buy gold, physical gold in the past. Right now, it's all electronic. Also, some people still buying physical gold. I think it was a Rockefeller or Rothschild, one of those guys that were not so poor. One of them said, I don't remember which one, he said that I always have 365 golden coins. So if I lose everything that I have, I'm going to have a golden coin for each day for a year. And within a year, I've rebuilt myself. Okay. So it just tells that gold is a kind of international currency that if your country is being destroyed, God forbid, the war or anything happens, you take a coin or few coins, you move the opposite part of the world, and then you can go to the market and exchange it for a piece of chicken or a piece of bread, something else, right? So now, technically speaking, we are technically above the previous highs, right? Right here. I believe so, right? We're the high here in August. That's a peak of pandemic. Then we made a lower low here. And by the way, it's very, very important. Part of me doing this is really to kind of show you that it's important to see big picture before you go into a 5-minute chart. Sorry for exaggerating it, but you need to know where the market is coming from. So this move here started in September 2018, went all the way to August 2020. Then we had zigzagging. We retested the previous low and we bottomed here in September 2022. Now, if you remember, the market was selling in 2022 until October, I think. In any event, you had the move up. We had right here, we were a little bit shy of the previous high. And then we had all-time high briefly. I think all this move, I remember that move, less than 5 minutes. There was a spike on that day. We hit the high of 2079.5, and then we went down. This is monthly chart, right? Each candle represents a month. And then we'll be moving higher, and we made another high here of 21.43. Maybe this one was the brief one. I'm already confusing myself. I think this one was the brief one. Very quick high and then went down. And this month we have a huge move to the upside. A lot of sellers or short sellers probably covering the moment we broke through the highs. New buyers are coming in. Some analysts are predicting 2,500. Some say we might hit 3,000 at some point. Of course, it's not tomorrow, but it could happen. All right. So it's a strong move. We just had a small correction here, which was pretty big candle. So one of the things that traders use, if you see something big like this, you use it as an indication. So if we break above it, above yesterday's high, we might go and retest the highs. If we break below yesterday's high, below yesterday's low, we might come and retest the previous high that was back in December of last year. All right. So also on the 20th of March, we have the Fed's decision on interest rates, which is, as of now, 99% probability there will be no change. Also, there's a huge percentage probability that May decision will be no change. And there's a big chance that June is going to be the first interest rate cut, right? As you know, we just had the CPI data yesterday, which showed an uptick. And let's see what the Feds are doing. And gold is one of the instruments that's sensitive to it. Okay, Marcel, I hope that worked for you. Excuse me, guys, for coughing. It really annoys me, and I'm sure it's annoying you too. We are about 25 minutes into the webinar, and please don't make me become a dentist. I believe statistically, dentists are they proved that the dentists are saying that they're very depressed in their profession. Again, sorry to bring it up, but I'm happy to be a trader, and I'm happy to be here to help you guys. So let's write questions. Marcel, you're very welcome. Guys, please don't wait that another person. Just all of you ask questions, please. I beg you. And it's really good to ask questions because we'll have something to talk about. Otherwise, if I have to continue begging, we're going to have to say goodbye till next week. Great, Marcel, saving the day. This morning, I made these notes about GBP USD. Okay, I'm reading what Marcel wrote. Please comment on this pair, also on my analysis. So Marcel wrote, technically, I think it has broken out of the long range. It replaced the bulls have managed to hold off. I still think I should look for the long entry. RSI is still a bit oversold, so maybe I want it out a bit more. Do I go for the contrarian short position in mid-time? Okay, before I even put it in, I'm following closely major pairs as other markets, and I tell you that GBP USD has been sitting, not sitting, but trading for a long time between 126 and 128, and recently it broke out of it. All right, here you go. So here's your long time channeling. So we got into the channel. You know what? Let's follow the tradition. We'll see in a big time frame. You remember the sell-off here, right? When the Fed started tightening the interest rate in the U.S., right? They really increased it and increased it. Dollar rose very strongly here. Let's bring dollar index. As you know, that a lot of pairs are major pairs. They're more sensitive to a dollar than the other side. So as you could see here, this move started in June 2021 and went all the way to September 2022. So we have the mirror here, right? June 2021, and it finished September 2022. So if you remember, we almost went to parity on pound, and I think we went below 90 cents on euro. So the low here, 103.43, all the way from 142. That's 4,000 pips, something like that. So from there, excuse me, from there, we've been recovering since. And the recovery peaked in July of last year. Then we have 3 months sell-off, 2 months up. And as you could see here, we're going to go to daily chart. We'll see much clearer. But 4 months, this is the 4th month we're in this tight channel here, right? Something is not letting it go higher, but at the same time, it's holding it, preventing it from going lower. And here's our daily chart. We briefly went below, and the very next day and the day after, we came back to the channel. So important to realize 126, between 126 and 128, not precisely, but around there. We've been trading for a long time. We tried here. There was no impulse continuation. We came right back. We tried again. This time we made a lower high, which is definition of possibly change of trend. And since we entered the channel again and confirming it the very next 2 days, we move higher. We went above 50 moving average, came back, confirmed it nicely, double bottom from here, and we flew up. Not only that, we didn't stop at 128, we went higher. The next day, the impulse continued, but it stopped right there. Okay, then I think this was the NFPs came in, more jobs added than expected. So fear of the Feds not cutting the rates, and dollar went higher, pound went lower, or the pair went lower. And take a look where the spike yesterday, but closed higher. So it looks like we could be building the new support. So as you know, things change. The moment the resistance is broken, it becomes a support. So we came right here, and there's a possibility of continuation. And if that happens, we might be retesting this recent high at 128.93, almost 129. If dollar regained its strength and we come back into the channel and confirm resistance, we might be traveling to the bottom of the channel or channeling again. All right. So you can see how much here, and the difference on monthly chart looks only a few candles, but this is 4 months. All right. So all this 4 months. Excuse me. Okay. I hope that worked. On pound. So I guess next week we'll know a little bit more about Fed's action. It's exactly in a week. Next Wednesday, I believe, on the 20th, is the Fed's interest rate decision. Okay, we have more data this week, PPI and other things, building up today. Katarzyna, thank you for your question. I appreciate it that you made an effort. So the question from Katarzyna is the following: could you tell me about wheat? I will ask for your analysis, your point of view. Thank you very much, Katarzyna. First of all, wheat and the soft commodities are having a little bit of a hard time, unlike cocoa. I don't know if any of you watching cocoa. Well, just for fun, I just want to show you this thing. Soft commodities are very tricky. All right. Take a look at the monthly chart of cocoa. Ivory Coast and I think another country, or a few of them, West Africa, they produce 3/4 of the world supply of cocoa, which has been used in chocolate. So chocolate, if you go buy chocolate today, it's probably overpriced. So take a look. There's really shortage of physical cocoa. All right. Now, I just want to show you how different things. So this is cocoa. Cocoa is very happy there. But if you take wheat, corn, and soybeans, they're not so happy. Corn was just, sorry that I don't answer your question right away, but I'll get there. It's important to kind of see things as a big picture overall. So soft commodities here, corn has been selling, which is hit at three-year low, I believe. Soybeans are the strongest out of three. Slowly it's climbing, and wheat is still weak. All right. But what happened in wheat, as you could see here, I have a channel between 573 and around 620. This channel has been very active, right? Again, let's follow the tradition. But a huge move, something to do with war in Ukraine. When the war started in February, I believe, February 24th of 2022, the wheat skyrocketed and slowly cooled down because both Ukraine and Russia are biggest supplier And if you remember, probably still there's an issue of Ukraine shipping its wheat, and they're supplying a lot of countries, Africa and other places. So somehow it went down. There's a lot of fundamentals. I'm not very strong on it. So, like I said, if you trade wheat or any other soft commodities, there's a lot of it that you can learn on fundamentals. Big aspect of it, of course, is a war. I mean, this situation was a war, so geopolitics. Another big thing which it's affecting a lot of them, also coffee, cocoa, and that's the weather and so on. So as you could see here, we've been selling and came right back to the channel here that we couldn't break in the past. So this is historical. We could be sitting here and building up, as you could see here. Something. It's similar to what we look at the pound, right? Between 126, 128. Here you have 27 and 20, about 47 points channel here. So as you could see, when the sell-off started, initially we stopped around here and we couldn't break. Then we broke on a huge, this is daily, right? On September 29th, we broke down. We tried to come back again to the channel. We succeeded, down again, but we never broke this low. And the moment we entered the channel again, the buyer said, oh my God, we didn't sell. So maybe we'll go higher. And take a look, the impulse for a few days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sessions. And we stopped around 200 moving average here. Then we're zigzagging down, making lower lows, lower highs. Went through the bottom of the channel, had a full day outside of the channel, and the very next day, huge candle back into the channel. So it looks like a lot of traders like to keep it into the channel, and maybe they're trying to accumulate it. I mean, obviously somebody's accumulating a lot of wheat here. A lot of wheat here, and we are 1, 2, 3. Each low is higher than the previous one, so one would logically think that the next move is higher. It could be wrong, it could be right. We will only know when it happens. But take a look. We had the low. This is weekly chart now, so it will be a little bit more obvious. Week of September 24th, the low is 539 3/4. The week of November 19th, 540 3/4, $1 higher, I think, the whole dollar. And this recent low that we bounced from is 554 3/4. It's $14 higher, right? And we are holding into the channel. So if we come back to the channel, we started the same game. We'll be bouncing up and down until we either break up or break down again. If you follow wheat, you need to see what's happening fundamentally, the weather, the situation with shipping, and so on, all right? So that's your wheat analysis. We're doing great, guys. Thank you for participating. I think we did great today. We could have done much better. I want to wish everyone a good evening, or wherever you are, whatever part of the day it is. We should be back next week. All the best. Take care.